All right, more talks about Trey Hendrickson and the Lions, being the number one destination. And that the Detroit Lions, um, tried to trade up for a pass rusher. And since they didn't get one in the draft, they may still be interested. And they goes, what about the guy in Boise State? Nobody's counting him. He may not even make the roster. Honestly, like when you start talking about fifth, sixth round, I don't really count them. They got to prove themselves for sure, for sure. Let's talk about it. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the level of support. So yeah, when we had these discussions talking about the pass rusher, where the Lions obviously felt that they need to get one. Not sure who they was targeting. Whether it was Abdul Carter, whether it was James Pierce. But obviously, we knew it wasn't some of the guys they passed up on. Mike Green from Marshall was a guy from Boston College. They went with with his name Talik Williams, which was what it was. We'll see how that pan out. But apparently, they didn't get a pass rusher that they liked. It wasn't on the board. And people gonna look and see if Mike Green or pass rusher they passed up are any good. So most people still believe they're in the market. 53 million under the cap. Maybe a little bit less than that with the Kirby deal, but I'm not sure. I think the Kirby deal don't kick out again for a while. I could be wrong on that. And Zadarius Smith still not on the roster. I told y'all they don't want him. You talking about we didn't have the money to make it work. I mean, nobody else signing them. You have 54 million under the cap or 53 million under the cap. What are we talking about? What is 6 to 7 million as a cap hit when you got 50-some million just for one season? So, like, I just hate when people try to treat us like we dumb. I understand you don't want to kind of tell the real reason it wasn't a fit, or it wasn't a cultural fit, or it was a rental. Like, I just hate when people try to play us like we dumb. Like we can't go look in the cap figures, or you couldn't find a way for a guy with a $6 or $7 million salary. You couldn't find a way to make that work. You got all that money available. It's not hands tying you like that. I'm telling you, it's not hand strapping. They just didn't like the guy. And you can't tell me that you like Marcus Davenport and Josh Pascal as the opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. You going with the season with them as the opposite, you in trouble. Pascal is a strong defensive end. He's the same as Levon Zarike. He's a defensive tackle playing in, honestly. He always a day late, $1 short when it comes to getting the sack. And then neither one of them have any type of durability. That's my biggest problem. Like, Pascal always injured. He's a great run defender. But when it comes to getting the sack on the edge, he always just miss it by that. So to me, respectfully, I don't count either one of them as a starting caliber, defensive end. As far as getting to the passer, Pascal is a solid end. He's solid. He's one of them. He's a solid starter, but we can really upgrade that position. You know what I'm saying? So, so they know they got a problem. They know they have a significant problem at pass rusher now. Will they do something to fix that problem? Probably not. Probably not. And when you come in with a hobbled Aiden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport and Pascal, your top pass rushers, you already know what they're going to do. They're going to be cheap. They're going to put Anzarike back at the end. They're going to fucking put Makai Wingo at the end. They're going to start just doing it that way instead of going out there, biting the fucking bullet, making a deal for Trey Hendrickson, and then the update on that, financially with him, him and the Bengals are done. He said he was disrespectful. They broke off talks. It ain't nothing new. The Bengals made Carson Palmer retire. Let him sit out a couple years, then trade him to Arizona. Like, dude, you got to understand the type of people you messing with. When you talking about owners, with money come with a lot of dirt on your name, and come with a certain amount of arrogance and cockiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I like about Bill Belichick is that, Gronkowski wanted to come back and he only wanted to go to Tampa. Bill did. Bill traded him to Tampa, got some compensation for him, and kept it moving. No matter what you do for these owners, how many championships you bring, or how many tickets you sell, jerseys you sell, how much money you put in their pocket, they really feel like you a slave and they the owner. Unless you have a really good relationship, like you Matthew Stafford and Lions, or you Andrew Luck in the Colts, Jim Irsay in the Colts. You know, he wasn't the owner, Mr. Ford and them, one trade Calvin, one trade Barry, you know, whatever was Martha, Mr. Ford. But they traded Matthew Stafford to where he wanted to go. So, like I said before, you know, why y'all don't understand why you don't see a lot of colored folks. Yeah, I said that. In the front office is because you don't have colored folks that own anything. Everything y'all talk about, like Trump getting rid of with DEI and all that. Y'all don't understand, you know, that didn't benefit black people. Men in general didn't, but black people in general didn't. Go look at the top beneficiaries of nepotism. Once you dig into it, nepotism, you know, you know, when you let's just look into the NFL as far as nepotism, you know, and just talking about let's just talk about the simplistic, very simple thing of never just I know you cool with me, I'm cool with you. That's all it is. How you think all these guys you never heard of become head coaches and GMs, and you never heard of some of these guys? They cool with the owners. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. So, you know, unfortunately for a guy like Trey Hendricks, Mike Brown's an asshole. Like, he's a cheapskate asshole. You know, and that's just the God honest truth about it, man. One of the worst owners in the NFL history. Right up there with Mr. Ford and the Fords, and Martha starting to turn that around. He's an asshole. His father, I think, owned the original Cleveland Browns. Passed away. Somehow he acquired the Bengals. He's a fucking asshole. So don't think about Mr. Mike Brown, it's about color. He didn't fucking pay Carson Palmer. He didn't want to trade Carson Palmer. Look what he doing to Trey Hendrickson. So it ain't about color in that situation. Just he's a cheap motherfucker. So should the Lions just trade for him and do a rental year with him? I mean, he can literally still sit out. So I don't know what more. I mean, really, it's a risk. If y'all don't come to a deal, they not paying him 30, 35, 40. They not. I mean, he's lucky if he get 25 out the Lions. That's a stretch. But in my opinion, it's desperation time right now for the Lions. Like, when you look at their defensive ends, Hutchinson probably won't be strong enough, won't be what he was last year. Maybe not for a while, ever again. Your second best pass rusher, Alan Lee McNeil, you might not be any worth a damn until 2026. So your two best pass rushers is down, and what did you do? Got rid of Za'Darius Smith. You brought in big motherfuckers who can't rush the pass rusher. DJ Reader, you know, the big kid Roy Lopez from the Cardinals, Tyleek Williams. No, them motherfuckers can't rush the passer. You in trouble. They in trouble. I'll tell you that right now. They in trouble. First year coordinator, you like, well, let's at least help this man out and get him some pass rush. No, they didn't. But hey, you got post June 1st cuts. You still got, you know, Hendrickson out there. I doubt it, even though they keep penciling him to come to Detroit. They not doing that. They're going to get to the season, see they got a problem. You know, the same problem they've been having since this regime got here. And they're going to panic and make a panic move. I'm telling you what it is right now. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, hit the link in the description, follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.